Okay, we need all the people who we're hitting earlier to come on over here. And all we're going to do is hit it and get it. If you're not hitting, we need to keep shagging the balls. Okay, so we're going to start with the ball that's hit to the corner over there and how you do your footwork. That was just all about arm swing. And so what there is if I put a piece of tape under this for an outside hitter, that's probably their approach line, because almost everybody, their most powerful situation is approaching on a line and hitting on the line they approach. That's when everything adds up the highest. That's when you should be able to hit it the hardest. So we put tape on the floor. They should get in a line so that they can run and hit it. And that's not game-like, I get it, but there's more to this. We set up the AcuSpike. It does two things for you. One is, I don't really care if you touch whatever you touch. What I care is the altitude at which you hit. All right? And so what hitters do when they don't have tests like this is they jump and let the ball drop to the level of the net, and that's why they always tape. And so this machine helps you go and hit it at a higher place than maybe you'd be accustomed. Like, I have a girl on my team that touches 11 feet. Okay? She's a really scary person in volleyball sense. Well, I have no idea. We haven't really tested her yet about how high she consistently contacts the ball, but it better be really high, or she's given up some other things for being able to do that. All right, so let's see how high these guys hit. Hit it toward the corner. So let's move it off just a little bit more, Jason, okay? Yeah, there you go. He's got it. Yeah, so that they're even a little more, so that the set is maybe a little closer to this. That was my fault. Okay, let's go. Approach, hammer, let's go. Nice. I sure can. Nice. Okay, time out. Couple things to watch. As they're doing this, watch and see how they plant their feet. Because if you want to teach something, I don't really care how long their approach is. I care about their last two steps being great, which means they have to be fast and they can't be very far apart, right? And they have to be across this piece of tape, because if your toes point this way when you plant, your shoulders point that way, that's not very good. If your shoulders go across the tape a little bit, you can get to here, which they're all doing pretty well, all right? Let's see them do it. Watch their feet plant across that tape. That's perfect. That's really good. Nice. Okay, that's really good. Now, if you go to hit through this at a different angle, all right, it's going to make it so that your hand has to go through the machine. If it goes through at a funny angle, you're going to feel it. These things fight you. And so you get a feeling of how to hit straight through it, which is where all your power is, okay? So now we're going to change it on you a little bit. And we're going to put another piece of tape down, because you're going to have to start on the brown line over there and move out and then hit, okay? So more than likely what's going to happen, because this is game-like, these are passers or defenders, and they're going to have to move off the court to hit, and you usually don't get over here, all right? But they're still trying to hit the same ball. And so what they're going to do is approach more here, all right? And what they have to do then is find a different way to plant so that they still set up the same way. Okay, so your approach line is more straight in. I can exaggerate that even more. But you're still trying to hit the same ball, okay? So you're going to have to adjust how you plant, okay? Okay, so they're all moving out to about here, and this is one of the things that we leave out of hitting technique the most, I think, because most hitters do this generically, right? And what that means is it doesn't matter where they go, they just run in and plant their feet the same way, all right? But if I only get to here, which is where this line is because you guys are passing, I only get to here, where's my angle of approach taking me to hit at middle back? Well, just because that's where I got to doesn't mean that's where I should set up to hit the way I want to hit if I'm trying to hit over there. So what I have to learn how to do is I still have to learn how to turn my plant. We call it working our plant, so that we get our feet set up so we can still hit to there. How many people understood what I just said? Okay, all right, that's pretty good. Let's go. So work your plant and get your shoulder set up to hit straight through it so it's in the corner. Okay, so tell them what you're doing. Tell them what it feels like for you.
Just a swing?
Yeah, you're going to go hit. Just kind of go through it and describe. You're going to get out to there now. You're approaching, and now what are you doing according to what I'm trying to tell you? So what do you do? So you're having to kind of work your feet around the corner a little bit more? Is that what you guys feel too? Okay, so now let's take it, Jason, let's hit sharp. Okay, so let's say they're approaching from there. Oh no. And now they have to hit sharp cross court. Forget it. Okay. So if they're going to set their feet up and hit it hard cross court, not just cut it or something like that, then they have to find out a way to set their feet across this. So this is the extreme, where if I were just going to hit sharp cross court through the machine here, then I would have to approach at this angle and my feet plant like that. But if I'm going to approach where they're coming from and plant them normally, that sets me up to hit there. That's letting the situation dictate what I'm good at. I think we're terrible. Everybody, the hitters that are in my program, we have to work so hard at this. Do you understand your job? Okay, do it. That was great. So you got to get it more cross court. You're trying to hit it to the 15-foot line. That's the way. Great. Nice one. Okay, so they can tell if they try to hit through this and hit it a different direction, all right, well, off the line of their approach, then they're going to be able to feel it. That's one of the good things about this device for us. And we're just kind of, the device helps us take a variable out of it, which is the setter. We're practicing technique. We're practicing approach and speed and how we're planning and the direction we're hitting it, which is a pretty cool thing because it's isolated here and you can just work on those things and not have to worry about whether your setter's helping you or hurting you. And we know what happens a lot of the time, okay? So let's do a couple more. So work your plant, get around it. Usually what happens after they do 3 or 4 of them, they just start to get better because they can see everything set up and it helps them to figure out how to make this work. Nice. Okay, so if they're not going to do this way, and they're going to come in and plant here, which is set up to do that, then if I'm going to hit cross court, then I'm cutting it. All right, that's okay. But that better be what you're trying to do, not what the situation makes you do. So there are some hitters that are cut hitters because their setter always leaves it inside, or their arm works this way, or something to do with their approach. That's okay. All right, but what that probably means is they can't hit line either, because that's just how their shoulder works. What I want hitters to do is understand this stuff so that when they go to hit, it can be on the right side, left, middle, whatever, they understand what situations do to them, and a technique or a skill they have is what you do to make happen what you want to have happen. Like I have a 6'4" outside hitter who approaches and doesn't care about how she does things in this respect. And she's really good from middle back to line. And she cannot hit over there unless we set the ball 6 feet in the court, and then her approach takes her there, and she just hammers. She can't get it through her head that if she actually worked to set it up out here, she could do the same hit there, and it would be easier because the block's further out and there's more court over there. But she can't get it through her head, but she finally is now, right? Because she knows that she's limiting herself. And if you let them limit themselves, they will only have a half or a third of the court, which I don't think is good. And you probably don't either. So that was great. Thank you. Jason, thank you.